Section 2.6, Operations on Fractions. Operations, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. In the section, we've seen it previously, but we're just emphasizing our operations in this section. So the first one we're going to have is to multiply. Let's take a look at example A, 1/2 times 1/6. Remember, to multiply, we're going to multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. Simple process, 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 6 is 12. When we're looking at our answer, we're looking to simplify. And I find it easy to look at 2, 3, 5. You've heard me mention it a million times. We take a look at both the numerator and denominator and determine, are they both even? No. Do they both end in 0 or 5? No. Are they both divisible by 3? No. That does not mean that my method catches everything. For example, I might be missing 7 or 13 or 17. My 2, 3, 5 example does not catch numbers such as 7, 11, 13, 17. So I might be missing quite a bit actually, so you still have to eyeball your answer. Let's take a look at B. 4 divided by 52 times 4 divided by 51. There's a couple of ways you can do this. Let's go the traditional way. Let's do 4 times 4 over 52 times 51. So what's traditional about this is I keep telling you multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. If you take a look at the denominator, I cannot multiply that in my head, so it's time to bring out our calculator. And we have 52 times 51. We get 2,652. And now we have to simplify. I see that both of them are even, so I'm going to divide by 2. And that's going to be 1,326. I see they're both still even, so I'm going to divide by 2 again. So that's going to be 663. So I take a look again. Are they both even? No, the numerator is even, denominator is odd. Do they both end in 0 or 5? They do not. How about 3? Are they both divisible by 3? The numerator is not. The denominator is divisible by 3, but since the numerator is not, then that this is as simplified as it gets. Here is our second method. I'm just going to rewrite 4 over 52 times 4 over 51. I can simplify any number that has a number on the numerator and a number in the denominator. So for example, I could simplify this 4 with this 52. I could also simplify this 4 with this 51. I could simplify this 4 with this 52, or I could simplify this 4 with this 51. So far you've seen all of the ways that I can simplify, and that all includes this thought that it has to be one number on top, one number on the bottom. You cannot simplify across from each other. I take a look at 4 divided by 52, and I notice that they're both even, okay? And so I'm going to divide both by 2, and so this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 26. I notice that both of these are still even, therefore I'm going to simplify one more time, and this is going to be 13. This has dramatically reduced the amount of calculations I'm going to make. So if I take a look now, I'm going to compare the other two numbers. So I'm going to take a look here, 4 and this 51, to see if I can simplify anything. The top is even, the denominator is odd, therefore I know that I can't simplify. I can, however, look at the 1 and the 51 across from each other and the 13 and the 4. So now I've noticed that nothing else can be simplified, and I'm ready to multiply. I'm going to multiply 1 times 4 and 13 times 51. And this is 663. So looking at this, I compare one last time. Are they both even? No. Are they both ending in 0 or 5? No. Are they both divisible by 3? No. Therefore, I am finished. I feel that method number 2 is much simpler than method number 1. What method number 1 does is that it makes a number bigger and then you make it smaller. In method number 2, you make the number smaller first and then you make it bigger. Go ahead and try C and D. Let's multiply 3 numbers. Let's take a look at 19 over 20 times 19 over 20 times 19 over 20. And all you have to do is focus on numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So we're going to have 19 times 19 times 19 all over 20 times 20 times 20. Huge number. I can already tell that I can't simplify a 19 and a 20, right? So I'm just going to leave this way. Let's go ahead and use our calculator. This is going to be 19 times 19 times 19. That's 6,859. And then let's multiply 20 times 20 times 20. And that is 8,000. And see if we can simplify. We check, do they both end in an even number? No. Do they end in 0 or 5? No. How about divisible by 3? The top would take me a little bit to check, but take a look at the bottom. 8 plus 0 plus 0. 8 itself is not divisible by 3, therefore this number will not be divisible by 3. All of these examples are similar. Go ahead and try B, C, and D. Number 3, perform the operation. In this one, we get a little bit of mixed operation. We actually have some multiplication, for example, in B. When we're looking at this, the first thing I want to take care of is order of operations. Remind myself. Do I have parentheses? Yes, I do. And I notice that I can simplify. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'm already thinking ahead. I'm thinking I'm going to multiply. Therefore, if I simplify first, it's going to help me. I know that both 5 and 100 have a 5 in common, so I'm going to divide by 5. Let's go ahead and divide by 5. This is going to be 1. Divide by 5. This is going to be 20. If I go on to my other set of parentheses, because I finished this set, then I can do the same thing. So I have finished the parentheses step. Is there any exponents? No. How about multiplication or division? Yes, I can multiply here. And so we're going to have 1 times 1 and 20 times 20. And we are down almost to our last step. Let's go ahead and subtract. We have 1 minus 1 over 400. And I can remind you that we can turn a whole number into a fraction by putting it over 1. Then we would multiply by the denominator, the common denominator, which is 400 in this case. And we have 1 over 400. If that was a little fast, go back and look at the other sections. We've done this before. 400 minus 1, 399 over 400. Go ahead and take care of A, C, and D.